Hello friends, actually today's video is on D block element. Before this I had given you the video of D block elements. In that part I had explained different types of D block elements. They have been classified in different series and the general introductions, electronic configurations, all these have been explained in that video. But today's video is on properties which changes in D block elements. So one by one, just I am going to explain first of all metallic nature. Metallic nature. All the D block elements shows metallic nature. All the D block elements are metal. So D block element shows metallic nature. Metallic nature. Because all these are metals and the properties which are possessed by other metals as same as D block elements also shows metallic nature, such as malleability, conductivity and ductility, all these properties. Second thing is that these D block elements also exhibits different crystalline structures. It also shows different crystalline structure. These crystalline structures, that is scandium and titanium, that shows hexagonal close packing structure. Vanadium, chromium, manganese, iron, these two and these three, and this is typical metal. Typical metal. But these three are actually BCC, body centered cubic crystal lattice structure. Cobalt, nickel and copper. These cobalt, nickel and copper, these shows CCP or FCC, yani cubic close packing structures. So all these show different crystalline structures. And the next properties, if we say these are metals, so these metals are hard metals. But hardness of the metals depends upon the number of unpaired electrons. Depends on number of unpaired electrons. Thus, we can say here, when we move in series, then the number of unpaired electrons increases. If the number of unpaired electrons increases, they will possess large number of bonds. If the bonds will increase, then the hardness will be increased. So, see here, just a few in the middle, that is chromium, molybdenum, tungsten. These three are the hardest in series. Hard metal. Whereas if we see here zinc, cadmium, mercury, these are actually soft metals because they have no unpaired electrons and they do not form the bond with each other. So these are soft metals. And the questions comes from it. So these questions, why chromium, tungsten, molybdenums are hard, whereas zinc, cadmium, mercury are soft metals. It is due to number of unpaired electrons. Now, the next properties will come the atomic radius. Atomic radius or size. If we study about it, in atomic radius, its atomic radius, it lies between S and p block elements. P block elements. Next point under atomic radius, we will see in series. In series, what we see here, the atomic radius actually decreases up to middle. Atomic radius decreases swiftly up to middle, up to chromium, and then the decrease is very small. Decrease is very small up to nickel. What is the reason behind it? If we see the reason why the atomic radius actually decreases swiftly up to chromium, under it we see here the nuclear charge. First see here, nuclear charge increases, and nuclear charge is the predominant. It keeps the effect on the outermost electrons. So nuclear charge increases up to chromiums, up to chromium. So only nuclear charge is effective. But after chromium, what happens? N-1d electrons is paired. Increases. Pairing of electrons in d orbitals exists. That causes a screening effect. It means a screening effect exists. Due to a screening effect, the nuclear charge is slightly neutralized. So, nuclear charge is slightly neutralized by N-1d electrons. See here, nuclear charge will increase, but the N-1d electrons will increase. It will cause pairing. So the screening effect that will oppose the nuclear charge. So the nuclear charge is slightly neutralized. As a result, there is the decrease in atomic radius, but that decrease in atomic radius is very small. At the end of the series, if you see here, at the end of the series, if we see at last in series, the atomic radius increases. Such as copper, zinc, their atomic radius slightly increases. Why? What is the reason? Because there is the completion of d electrons, n minus 1 d electrons is completely filled. ये भरे होते हैं, these are filled. So this causes inter-electronic repulsions. It causes inter-electronic repulsion. So the outermost orbit goes far from the nucleus, thus its atomic radius will increase at the end of the series. Now if we see in different series, just in group, on moving down, what is the change in atomic radius? Atomic radius, that is first series, it means 3D series and 4D series. The atomic radius of 4D series is larger than 3D series because number of cells will increase. But it is actually atomic radius is 5D series is as same as 4D series. Their atomic radius, number of cells will increase, but in this case the lengthenide contractions increased. Lengthenide contraction exists due to filling of 4f electrons. 4f electrons actually is found filled in that 5D series just after lengthenide. So this shows lengthenide contraction. Due to lengthenide contraction, its size will decrease and resembles with the size of the 4D series. So this is the atomic radius. Now ionic radius. Next, third issue, ionic radius. Ionic radius. Ions and the atom. The size of ions, cations, will be smaller than the size of atom. So ionic size at a particular oxidation state, if their oxidation states are particular same, in this case the ionic radius actually decreases in series, and it follows as same as the atomic radius. The next properties, that is the atomic volume and density. Atomic volume, its volume is smaller than group 1 and group 2 elements. Atomic volume of d block elements, that is atomic volume is smaller than group 1 and 2 elements. Group 1 and 2, because if we move from left to right in periodic table, the atomic radius will decrease. So the D block comes just after S block, group 1 and 2. So its atomic size, atomic volume will decrease. It means atomic size will decrease. If the volume will decrease, so density, that is mass by volume, the volume is decreased. What does it means? Density will increase. So density of d block elements that increases. D block elements, its volume will increase. And we see here the density of first density order in series. This first series is actually 3D series. Again, if we go, it is actually less than second series, and then third series, because their density is actually based on their mass, atomic mass. So atomic mass of second series is greater than first, and third is greater than second. So its mass will increase. So in series, different series, the density will also increase up to third series. Now the fifth point that comes under melting point and boiling point. Melting point and boiling point. Melting point of transition elements are high. Melting point of transition elements are high. This is the first point. And this melting point, it also depends upon the number of unpaired electrons. So melting point of transition elements increases up to middle. So melting point that will increases up to middle and then decreases. As the number of unpaired electrons increases and then decreases. So the metallic bond will increase and then decrease. So metallic bond, suppose chromium, dust, molybdenum, tungsten, and these consist N6 unpaired electrons. So they will form large number of metallic bonds. So they are hard, they have high melting point, whereas zinc, cadmium, mercuries, and they have the low melting point because they have less number of unpaired electrons, so they cannot form metallic bond, whereas they form metallic bond. Due to formation of metallic bonds, they have high enthalpy of atomization. It means these converts into atoms, acquires large number of energies. So they have high enthalpy of atomizations. See here, but there is important facts which comes under it. It increases up to chromium and then decreases, but there is a sudden decrease in melting point of Mn and Tc abnormally decrease. It means it actually increases and then suddenly decrease Mn and Tc. These two transition metals have the low melting point abnormally. Why? It is due to, reason is due to n-1 d5 electrons and ns2 electrons. Due to this n-d5, this is actually a stable orbital and ns2 is completely filled. So the metallic bond will be very, very less. So it forms less metallic bonds because these d5 electrons are bonded by the nucleus, then that will not allow to form metallic bond. So due to stable electronic configurations in Mn and Tc, its melting point suddenly lowers, decreases. Now we will go the sixth point. The questions will come from it. Next is your ionization enthalpy. Sixth point is your ionization enthalpy. Ionization enthalpy, you know. Actually, ionization enthalpy of transition element is greater than the ionization enthalpy of group 1 and group 2 elements. Group 1 and group 2 elements, because its atomic size is smaller than group 1 and group 2 elements. Now if we see here, the ionization enthalpy that depends upon the atomic size. Atomic size actually decreases, so ionization enthalpy of transition elements that actually increases in series, increases as their atomic size decreases. But ionization enthalpy, ionization potentials, decrease of ionization potential is not uniform. It decreases in series, but very small decrease. It will decrease in small successive d block elements. Because the decrease in size is very small, ionization enthalpy 2. Second ionization enthalpy of actually chromium and copper. After releasing one electron, these have high IE2 ionization enthalpy is become high, because after losing first electron, chromium and copper get extra stable in its electronic configuration. It means n-1 d5, it will n-1 d10. So these are stables. So its second ionization enthalpy would be large. But if you see here, third ionization enthalpy of Mn, that is high. So it depends upon actually the electronic configuration and the stability of orbital. And what is the effect of significance of ionization enthalpy? Its significance. What is its significance? First, in particular oxidation state, if it releases same number of electrons. Lower is the, this is the rule, lower is the ionization, total ionization enthalpy, higher is the stability of its compound. Stability of its compound. As for example, suppose nickel 2 plus, Ni 2 plus and Pt 2 plus. We see here their ionization enthalpies of Ni2, and it means ionization enthalpy first, ionization enthalpy 2. This also shows second ionization enthalpy. It is actually 2.49 into 10 to the power 3 kilojoule per mole, and it is 2.60 into 10 to the power 3 kilojoule per mole. So nickel 2 plus, its ionization enthalpy is lower than Pt2 plus. So Ni2 plus forms stable compound than Pt2 plus. Similarly, if you see here Ni4 plus and Pt4 plus, so its ionization enthalpy is lower, higher, and its ionization enthalpy is lower. It means Pt4 plus exists, but Ni4 plus does not. And the questions may come from it that K2 PTCl6, K2 PTCl6 and is more stable, than, the question is here, then K2NiCl6. Here Pt's oxidation state is Pt4 plus, and here Ni4 plus. Its ionization enthalpy is low and its ionization enthalpy is high. So this is stable, it exists, but this does not exist, it is unstable. So today's I have given you the 6 general trends in this video, because it would be very lengthy video and it will consume lots of time. So the next trends will be given in the next video. You will watch it sure. If you will watch both the videos, you will completely learn the half of the chapters of D block element. It will be very beneficial for you for examination and competition purpose. Thank you. I think you will subscribe and share. Thank you again.